With 10 Goliath tracks, this is one of the largest builds Crossout has to offer for a normal player. And this was all enabled by a change to fusing a little while ago, where you can fuse for minus 17% extra total mass on any functional parts. Even then, I had to use the most lightweight parts that Crossout has to offer to build this thing. So when Leviathans were announced to return to Crossout in the form of Clan Wars, I had to give this a spin in the Leviathan slot. This is the Cat Plays Games. Welcome back to the channel, and let's talk a little bit about how I ended up building the largest Leviathan ever built. So this thing weighs a total of 76 tons, uses all 180 parts allowed for its limit, has a total health pool of 65,000 points, including all functional parts, that is, and utilizes 35 Goliath tracks to move around. These are all configured in a double boat shape setup, where you have an inner layer and an outer layer, with most of the weapons consisting out of a total of 10 hurricanes that are embedded between the tracks or inside the central area, covered by at least one Goliath track if you want to take them out. And at the core, it might take up to 4 or 5 Goliaths for you to actually reach the central hurricanes. No matter how much this guy shoots at me, he will not be able to take me out before running out of ammo. I can literally just cruise around and not care whatever he does to my build. It just doesn't matter anymore. Of course, this thing does have vulnerabilities. Mainly Helios and any other arcing weapons that can attack this behemoth from the top. In addition to that, burning fire from things like Mandrake and Porcupine may also prove quite dangerous to this build. Mainly because the actual health pool of the build is only about 4,500. Of course, the functional parts do not increase the total health of this machine. And yeah, that is pretty much what I made here. It took me about 2 to 3 hours to fully map out how I wanted to put all of the tracks in here. I had to do some calculation what would be possible in terms of mass. I also had to do a lot of wigging around with the relatively new, compared to the last big as Goliath Leviathan I made, one white frame blocks. They are one of the things that really enabled me to do this build. There are very few moments to gain, basically. Extra kilograms to be trimmed off the build. Very hard to do. A lot of these parts in here are all made to make the body look smooth. And among here are some of the largest building blocks the game has to offer. I managed to actually lose enough weight to actually be able to use these blocks, because of course these blocks are rather heavy. But I actually had to do that, because again, this does use a full 180 parts, and that is not using any decoration or other part wasting, basically. That is the entire build. Now, some may say that the front is a little bit vulnerable, with this tiny little gap able to hit the front hurricanes, but it is very hard to shoot into there because of the weird hitboxes around the Goliaths. And furthermore, once you start to lose these, again, you have the second row of Goliaths to back it up. While it does have technically a top speed of 45 kilometers an hour, the acceleration is literally as low as this thing can get. Yeah, this thing is not going to go fast. Turning is also really, really slow. But yeah, good luck ever taking this thing out in something like the invasion mode. If you do not have anything that can directly impact the cabin, you're not gonna get anywhere. And yeah. Also, another thing to note is that I did not have to use Master Jack to get to this point, to actually make this thing. You're not actually forced to do that, but of course, the amount of armor the Goliath tracks here used are 35 times 3, so 105, just based on them being fused. And that is also if you get the perfect fusion every single time, which I can guarantee I did not get. I don't think this build will ever be replicatable for a normal player. So, it was just more or less me just trying to make the most massive build possible. And as you can see, it does not even fit in frame. Maybe right here. This is literally the most I can get in terms of view for this build. Maybe a little bit more, but yeah, it's almost impossible to get a full shot on this build. But yeah. That's pretty much what I got for today, guys. If you want to see a full build tutorial of this thing, comment down below that you guys want to see that, so I know what video to do next. Yeah. So I got ready for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. See ya.